Why do we need carbohydrate? Carbohydrate is an important macronutrient that can help endurance athletes achieve optimal performance by meeting the energy demands of exercise and ensuring adaptation to training. Carbohydrate provides a greater yield of adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, per volume of oxygen from the Krebs cycle to the mitochondria. Fat and protein break down ATP at a much slower rate, therefore not efficient for meeting energy need demands of intense exercise. ATP is needed from the mitochondria in order to allow the muscles to contract and provide efficient cellular metabolism. Low carbohydrate during training can result in greater feeling of fatigue, decreased cognitive function, a decrease in performance, and decreased work rate.
Has this ever happened to you? Well, no more. With our new product, Carbo Up, we take all of the math and thinking out of it. Properly fueled for your endurance events.
The idea of carb loading involves ingesting large amounts of carbohydrates to store energy before events, which is why it is a popular practice for endurance athletes. However, oftentimes it is done improperly. Carb loading must be done in accordance with individual needs and event demands, which is what Carbo Up does for you. Essentially, the goal is to maximize glycogen storage. Glycogen is your body's store of carbohydrates, and the more glycogen you can store, the more energy your body can get. These stores become depleted during exercise and are replenished with proper fueling. The mistake people often make is ingesting large amounts of carbs to increase these stores, but those stores have a limited amount of space, so the carbs then turn into excess weight or cause GI distress, which harms your performance. And we're here to help you fuel properly. Really, we want to create a strategy that can deliver carbohydrate to the working muscle at a rate that is dependent on the absolute exercise intensity as well as the duration of the event. Higher carbohydrate intakes result in better performance. The ingestion of multiple transportable carbohydrates will allow a very high carbohydrate oxidation rate and superior performance. We're going to help you get the right recipe. First off, in relation to the timing of carb intake, you want to be careful. Eating too much in the 30 to 60 minutes before your performance can cause stomach issues. It is recognized that ingestion of carbohydrate in the immediate pre-exercise period, which is that 30 to 60 minutes, can reduce liver glucose output, stimulate glucose uptake and oxidation, and induce a rebound hypoglycemia. Furthermore, you can't fully utilize the nutrients from food you're eating unless you have around 3 to 4 hours to digest before the event. You also don't want to compete on an empty stomach after not eating in the morning, so a liquid or solid meal should be consumed 2 to 4 hours prior to your event in order to prevent an overnight fasted condition. Another problem we want to help you avoid is how to carbo load in the days leading up to your event. Athletes often carbo load the night before an event, but that isn't shown to effectively help performance. Research demonstrates that to maximize glycogen stores and improve performance, athletes should increase carbohydrate intake in the 3 days prior to an event while decreasing their training volume. We'll touch on the amount later on, but you don't necessarily need to consume abnormal amounts of carbs in the days leading up to an event if your training volume has already decreased. Otherwise, you could experience bloating, excess weight, or, like Bryant here, some very unfortunate GI distress. In the days leading up to your event, you should focus on increasing your carbohydrate intake to 6 to 10 grams per kilogram of body weight per day, at least 3 days prior to the event.
Carbohydrate ingestion during and throughout the duration of exercise is extremely important to help maintain blood glucose levels and prevent muscle breakdown, leading to optimal performance. With just a small amount of Carbo Up at any time during the previous 24 hours, its magic formula will automatically adjust to your body's demands, releasing the perfect amount of carbohydrate at the perfect time. It's just that simple. Slug, go, and forget about your fueling needs. Optimal carbohydrate intake levels can vary between individuals from 30 to 60 grams per hour. Carbo Up's magic formula knows your body and carbohydrate needs and releases the perfect individualized amount. Slug, go, and forget. Carbohydrate is oxidized at rates of up to 60 grams per hour. Excess carbohydrate, or more than 60 grams an hour, can lead to GI distress. That can cause an unfortunate pit stop and the possible loss of a sock. Anyone who's been in this situation knows what I mean. Carbo Up will never cause GI issues and will never release more carbohydrate than your body requires. Slug, go, and forget. Optimal carbohydrate needs vary from person to person. Individuals must take a trial and error approach, try different amounts of carbohydrates between 30 and 60 grams per hour to find their individualized ideal amount. Unfortunately, there'll be some bad experiences and days before you find your perfect carbohydrate formula. Not with Carbo Up. Carbo Up knows your body better than you. There is no trial and error. Just slug, go, and forget. There's a common misconception that it's not important to take carbohydrates during exercise bouts less than an hour. New research has shown that a carbohydrate mouth rinse or even carbohydrate ingestion between 30 and 60 minutes increases performance. Don't stress over a mouth rinse. With Carbo Up, slug, go, and forget. Events lasting longer than 2 hours is when a continuous carbohydrate feeding is required. It is important to maintain a steady and continuous carbohydrate feeding at steady intervals between 30 and 60 minutes, as it has the greater performance benefits than pre-fueling or fueling late. Carbo Up, slug, go, and forget. The carbohydrate during endurance feeding should be a combination of multiple transportable carbohydrates, such as glucose and fructose together, rather than a single form such as glucose alone. This will allow for optimal glucose oxidation rates. You guessed it, don't worry. Carbo Up takes care of it for you. Just slug, go, and forget.
Carbo Up is also here to make sure you're recovering properly after your training, exercise, or competition. Consuming carbohydrates immediately after exercise is extremely important for people who do intense, depleting exercise. You want to rapidly refuel, especially if you are an endurance athlete who does double exercise or long bouts of exercise. Your muscle is extremely receptive to being refueled within 1 to 2 hours after finishing a hard, strenuous workout. The sooner you replenish what you lost, the sooner you'll be able to roll at full steam ahead. You will feel better and have much more energy for next session. This is done by consuming 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrates per hour in the next 4 hours following training. This helps to replenish your glycogen storage after your last bout. Beyond that, your body cannot absorb the carbs you are feeding it if done improperly. This can lead to bloating, diarrhea, or stomach problems, which is why you need to carbo up to recover properly and avoid these nasty side effects.
Now, who understands that mumbo jumbo? Nobody does. And thanks to our new product, Carbo Up, you don't have to. Carbo Up has a fantastic new formula that takes all the guesswork, calculations, and mumbo jumbo out of your daily exercise and endurance carbohydrate needs.
Carbohydrates are important for everyone from a recreational exerciser to an elite athlete. So just because you have a different event demand does not mean carbohydrates are not as important. We digest differently during different sports and activities, so Carbo Up will adjust to your activity demands.
Hi, I used to be gluten-free and ate almost no carbs at all, and I couldn't perform. So now, thanks to Carbo Up, I'm back on the carbs. I take Carbo Up and it automatically releases the ACSM's guidelines of 3 to 10 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of my body weight per day. And now I perform like a champ. My husband is proud of me, my kids are proud of me, and most importantly, I'm proud of myself. Thank you, Carbo Up. Carbo Up, oh how I love thee. Carbo Up, oh how I love thee.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Jackson, and Carbo Up has changed my life. They took the thinking and math right out of it. Carbo Up is for everyone.
I use Carbo Up for all my races. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It makes getting ready for my races a lot easier.
Carbo Up is magic. It knows my body better than I do. I took Carbo Up the night before a race and didn't need to wake up early to eat. Carbo Up automatically released 1 to 4 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of my body weight 2 to 4 hours before my race. It's magic.
So good. Oh, hello. Carbo Up is here to make sure you get the correct amount of this vital macronutrient. Due to some Hollywood fad diets, unfortunately, carbohydrates have gotten a bad rap over the years. But they are incredibly important. They are the primary fuel source for our muscles, they optimize performance, and provide energy to the brain. Get your Carbo Up today.
For only 10 easy payments of $49.95 per bottle, you can have your Carbo Up. And if you double that and make it 20 easy payments, we'll throw in a second bottle and a free flashlight.
Incredible. To place your order, please call 970-943-2104. Again, that's 970-943-2104. Please call to make your order or anything else you may need.
Carbo Up!